What's up, everybody? Got game 1 here of a 3-game scrim series between Reason on the Legion side and a bunch of random people that I am calling random on the Hellborn side. So I don't know if this is a new team, a team I'm just completely unaware of, but there's no consistent tag, and I don't know most of these players. Curson, I believe, has rung for other people. I think Looky Looky's showed up in a couple of different areas, or a couple of different teams as well, but I am not consistently familiar with most of the people on this team, and they don't have a tag, and I don't know who they are. So you get the NDM tag, which is just random. And that's that notes. Anyway, I just had a game between Reason and Tree that I casted that got played the 29th, and that was a pretty solid, enjoyable game. If you want to go check that out, should be up as well. This is obviously, like I said, game 1 of a 3-game series, so we'll see how each side does. But enough talking about stupid crap. Let's just go into the bans. Kronos affiliates are Bennington and Kraken. So Oaf and Kronos getting taken out once again. Bennington as well. St. Rock's prioritizing those suicides, apparently feeling like he does not want to get gimped by a more powerful suicide on the opposing team, and I really can't blame him. Both Kronos and Bennington have a tendency to win lanes that they shouldn't win, really, because you shouldn't win suicide lanes, but they do because they're powerful in that role. And they also have a very strong tendency to subsequently take over a game and cause you to lose, so I really can't say, hey, St. Rocks, you're stupid, don't do that. No, that makes a ton of sense to me. Ophelia and Kraken getting removed by Looky Looky on the Hellborn side. Oaf once again, and I talked about it in the last cast I just did with her and the new jungle things. I mean, I don't the changes that were made to the hero don't seem to me like they nerfed her all that much. Basically what happened is, since the jungle has a higher diversity of neutral creeps, she's a lot less reliable. You can't go, you know, I'm going to consistently get this number of Skeleton Kings or Minotaurs or even Vagabonds or Catmen. So even if you say, oh, you know, all of these new creeps are viable for Ophelia, and I'm not convinced that they are, and I'm not convinced that most Ophelia players know how to play her with them. So those are big problems on their own. But more importantly, you know, you can't get any semblance of consistency or reliability with her because you just don't know what you're going to get anymore. It's a lot different. There's too much to be like, alright, I have to adjust my playstyle based on the creeps I have. Does that mean I have to, that the whole team has to adjust their playstyle based on the creeps? Like, do I have to adjust our strategy? And that's a bit of a problem. You can't really do that on the pro level. You can't be saying, you know, I have this hero and I'm not sure what she's going to do. Like, is this going to be a pushing hero? Is this going to be a ganking hero? Is this going to be something else entirely? I don't know. So then trying to fit it into a lineup obviously becomes a much bigger issue. But enough of that. Let's go to the picks that they've actually made. Puppet Master, Rhapsody, and Raviter here on Reason's side. So once again, being able to get a carry here. They did it in the last game I just casted. I'm going to stop talking about that game now. But Puppet Master almost certainly will be in the hands of Imba Boy and will be played in that carry role. Strong hero, obviously. A very, very powerful hero and one that has had a lot of success. I would have suspected we would see it in the middle lane until they had the Ravener pick, so at this point I'm going to guess that they're going to stick Ravener in the middle lane, probably Rhapsody and Puppet Master in the bot. They'll look for a suicide and the second support to pair with Rav in that mid lane. But nonetheless, very strong lineup here at this point. Not too much on the push side. Rhapsody does bring that. The team fight's decent enough, especially with Rap being able to provide some defense with that ultimate. But the burst damage is really where it's at. Puppet Master, obviously, with the Whiplash on top of the Puppet, on top of the Assassin strategy, but almost certainly will get. Plus Ravener being able to jump in there and do a few auto attacks with those Stormblades on and do a whole bunch of damage. Hellborn side looking much the same. Gauntlet Parasite, obviously strong burst damage heroes. A little bit of team fight from their support and Engineer, and some decent enough push. They can do some creep killing with Gauntlet and NG if they have enough mana and they are able to keep that mana up, but nothing particularly strong. And of course, really, both sides looking pretty typical here. At this point, I think I gotta favor Hellborn a little bit just because they have the jungler, and I really like to see junglers run. That will change and flip on its head completely if the Legion side does choose to pick up a jungle hero. Tempest obviously still on the board, so is Keep of the Forest, and you know, we've seen the potential of some other heroes, Legionnaire, Warbeast, maybe even Cthulhuphant in that jungle role with the new patch. They could certainly get picked up here and be run there, and it would make a lot of sense. So we'll see. Reason certainly not completely impossible for them to run a a jungle hero, and I would really hope that they do, because that's a really great way to get up on a Parasite. Parasite doesn't do too well when he doesn't have all those supports to be able to pick off and feed on, and that's not, in fact, what's going to happen. So I'm not a huge fan of that pick, but we'll see how it works out for them. And instead, of course, going for the dual support strat here, so almost certainly will be the Aluna Ravner in the mid lane, Rhapsody Puppet Master in bot, and then Suicide for Zane. We'll see what they choose to pick up for him. Hellborn side obviously looking for a short laner and a Suicide as well, so I'd like to see the big Suicide because that'll take one more option away from the Legion side in terms of what they can pick for that role. And not too much left on the board at this point. You can see Plague Rider or something like that. Haven't seen him in a while in terms of as a Suicide hero, really, but no doubt there's the potential there. Valkyrie is a hero that I like a lot. I think she has potential as a Suicide. I think she has all-around potential, really. I think that's one of those heroes where you can put her in any role and she'll be fine. She can be run as a support, she can run as a Suicide, you could put her as a carry. It really wouldn't make a difference. She's solid in all those roles. I don't think she's exemplary in any of them, but the versatility there is very powerful, especially earlier on in a draft. Obviously, this is the 4th pick, so maybe not here, but I'd like to see it. We'll see what happens. Kinesis, obviously, on the board as well. That could be working, and nope, it will be a Flux, which I don't like at all and doesn't seem to fit their lineup. They do have the Flux NG combination, which is nice, but Gauntlet mid with NG, and now Flux. Is this a Suicide Flux? I don't really understand what they're going for with this. Not a fan. Not a fan. If you're looking to run a carry hero, even a semi-carry, there are much better options than Flux. If you're looking to run a Suicide, there are almost certainly much better options than Flux. I mean, I will say this is a scrim, so maybe they're just trying something. Like, there's no law against that. In fact, this is exactly where you want to do that sort of thing. It's just odd. I'm not a huge fan. I think it's weird. Madman is going to be soft picked here by Legion side. That'd be a great option here with the Suicide role. It would give them a fair bit of carry potential as well. I think the only issue I really have with that is how much late game do you really need. Bramble makes a lot more sense to me. That'll give them a lot more in the team fight department. They have plenty of burst damage already, and they have the carry and the Puppet Master, so Bramble seems like it's a much better solution to what this team needs at this point. But we'll see what they choose to go for. Flux pick is just weird. It's getting Grenix instead. And also, very good actually. Will provide them with some burst damage and some gank potential that they do have in a fair degree. Rhapsody, Ravner, and Aluna all strong gank heroes, and so is Puppet Master for that matter. But going to be a bit of an annoying pickup here. And obviously Grenix, not a hero that we see too often anymore, really. It's really died down, I guess, as people have, you know, initially it was pick all the time. Then it was, let's just ban it all the time. And then it just stopped being banned and nobody decided to pick it back up again. And I don't know if that's because they sort of forgot about it, which is a thing that legitimately happens. People are just like, oh, right, yeah, there's that hero there. I forgot about him. But who knows? Okay, Madman is going to be the last pick, and I don't know what's going to happen here for this Legion, or the Hellborn side. Legion side's lineup is quite predictable and strong. It's gonna be Puppet Master and Rhapsody bot, Ravner, Aluna in middle, and Grenix in the Suicide lane. You could theoretically run a tri-lane here, and Puppet Master is a hero that Reason and other teams have run middle before, so I wouldn't be shocked to see a tri-lane coming out here. I'd obviously prefer, if you're gonna run a tri-lane, do it aggressive. You might as well. It prevents you from running a Suicide, and really having that short lane, safe lane tower is an advantage, and having a tri-lane in that lane is a bit of a waste. It essentially means that if you don't win that lane, you lose the game, it feels like, because you're probably going to lose your Suicide lane, and then you're losing 2 or 3 lanes, and that's just not going to put you in a good position. But more importantly, I don't know what the plan is here for the Hellborn side. It looks like this Madman's going to be Suicide. Which is fine. It's just weird. Flux has a ton of regen. Madman has 6 Tree Eaters and 2 potion and 2 wards, so I have to assume this is a Suicide Madman because of the wards that he has. I don't know if Pethin is a suicide player or not, or what the hell is going on here. I mean, I don't really know any of these players, but this is very strange to me, and I don't like it. It seems like they're setting themselves up for failure at this point. The Flux NG combo, it's just like, it's not that good. It's really powerful, and if you can get it organically, that's fine. Like if you want to run a Flux NG middle and you're like, oh, that's gonna combo well with their ultimates as well, and they do well in lane phase, that's great. But having Flux up top to complement Engineer seems like you're making it more of a priority to get good NG fields off than you are to you know, have strong team composition and strong lanes, which seems pointless. Like the support, you should not be picking carry heroes to complement your supports. It should be the other way around. You should be picking support heroes to complement your carries, because that's what supports do. They help the carry. Now the carry's out there to help the support. So this is really weird. Are they running a tri-lane mid? God, I hope not. So it is going to be the NG Gauntlet middle, which is what you would expect. Top is going to be a Suicide Grenade except against the Flux, not a huge surprise there. And Madman, in fact, will pull the creeps back here, so that's what the strat is, I guess. And Mboy's going to be like, alright, you drag your creeps, I'll drag mine. And we'll end up in the same place we were before. Luna is taking a while to get anywhere, but presumably going bottom, which is a little strange to me. Seems like Rhapsody would be a much better hero for harassing out this Madman. The Staccato Stun obviously a little more powerful. Dance Floor can be able to do a lot as well. Peg Stun on top of the hook, and Rhapsody's going to be in some trouble. Getting body blocked here, but there's the Ball Lightning on top of Engineer, as well as Staccato on Gauntlet, and Rhapsody will be just fine. They're looking for the Word of Sight here, but I don't think that's in range. So they're not going to be able to get this Ward. Ball Lightning there will in fact hit 2, and that's a bit of a mistake. So easy kill there. Bloodlust comes out, and Gauntlet in fact going to try to return kill here onto Ravener. It's not going to happen. Nice power throw. God, I didn't even notice that. Saint Rock's coming in from the side on top of the Staccato Stones, and they manage to get the kill on Gauntlet. Well played. So this might be a roaming Luna. 2 minutes in here, and he hasn't really gone bottom at all. And now there comes the Luna, trying to harass up this Madman a little bit, presumably, but she does have an Iron Shield, and that's going to be a bit of an issue. So, Emboy and Saint Rock's going to try to get rid of this Madman in the bottom lane, and will do so a fair bit. Obviously, that Iron Shield is mitigating a lot of damage. And Emboy getting more or less complete free farm down here. He certainly has control of the lane. Bot Res or Refreshment will be picked up here by Madman. So, we'll see what Hellborn chooses to do at this point, but it's just weird. Up top, 250 gold per minute for Looky 260 now. Zane's got 160, so Zane's doing just fine up here, and Flux is doing alright, not great, especially for a short laner. Okay, the GPM charts here, and really Ravener, in fact, is the one up there. In fact, meanwhile, in middle lane, Parasite's coming in for something, and they're going to get a kill here on just Ravener. There's the last tower hit, it actually goes in favor of Parasite. They're trying to be able to finish off Engineer, not going to happen, and now Rhapsody could be in a little bit of trouble. Continually trying to get the Staccatos back there onto Engineer, it's not going to be enough. Leech goes down there, that was the keg stun, will stun her as well. There's the hook back up on the side, and going to be a death pretty easy there for Protocari on that Rhapsody. So 2 kills coming out for the Hellborn side, and they're looking pretty solid all of a sudden. Game was ugly a second ago, and now it's happy. Parasite now, meanwhile, going to grab a Minotaur in this stacked camp and run back to his side of the jungle. Regent Rune popped by Rav. Throw a Ball Lightning. Interesting they didn't throw a Ball Lightning. room, meanwhile, is invis, will be grabbed by Madman there. They try to control it here a little bit on the Legion side, but it's not successful. Up top, meanwhile, Grennick's running away. Parasite trying to get him. Leech back up in 1 second. Not going to be enough, as obviously that first stock comes out. So Zane will survive. Kirsten trying to kill him there, not successful. Game relatively even at this point. But I gotta favor Legion. Meanwhile, in the middle, Rhapsody is getting jumped. In a lot of trouble there. Takes the Infernal Instability. Will definitely die here. I think a return kill on Engineer, not going to happen. So Rhapsody getting jumped and suffers the death. No turnaround possibility here for this Legion side. Luna coming in, only level 2. And Gauntlet might be looking for a hook here onto Ravener. And there it is. Going to drop the Infernal Instability as well as the Keg. And the turret is doing a lot to slow him as well. Ball Lightning comes out, and Engineer will take a bunch of damage, plus the Sun on top of it. Ravener needs to be careful, though. One more auto attack, and that's not going to be enough. Parasite coming in off to the side as well. Has a leech available, and Luna's totally screwed at this point. One more auto attack, that's it. And St. Rock's going to take another death, so that's his first death. But 4-2 all of a sudden in favor of Hellborn, as that Parasite proving useful. Kirsten here at 1-0-2. Nearly had another kill on Zane on top. And, you know, like I said before, I'm not a huge fan of this Flux pick, but, like, it doesn't matter if they're just going to throw the game. Or if they're, you know, going to lose all these lanes or whatever. I don't call it throwing. It's not really throwing. It's just not... They're not playing super well here on Reason's side. But you can make that sort of odd pick work if you're going to get a bunch of kills. And allow him to be powerful when he normally might not. Up top, meanwhile, actually look at he dies. As Hellborn comes in, and there's the stun, the throw, and that's an easy kill. So, well done there. Aluna roaming top, and she's been really active, in fact. Heading mid at some point, as well as sticking bot for a while.
Live through their potency.
I don't know what that means. Level 6 Gauntlet here obviously has access to his Gauntlet Blast. Not enough mana really to do his full combo, but if he is able to fix that problem, and should be able to do so pretty soon with that bottle and the haste rune, can get a kill on pretty much anybody he wants. Bottom lane meal, Puppet Show going up there, and St. Rocks picks up the last hit. So easy kill there. Gauntlet Blast though on top of Imbaboy, and he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Gets hooked back into the tower. Where's the Gauntlet? Infernal Instability. Taking the bottle sips. One more, no. Still hasted though. Blocks, 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 blocks. Nice Flux Ultimate. Going to be able to prevent that. There goes the Puppet Show though, and is Imbo actually going to live for this? Yeah, he might. So, excellent blocks there from St. Rocks, preventing the Infernal Instability from going off and killing Imbaboy. And that was a kill that should have happened. It's a really, really great play from Reason, and Imbaboy is able to survive, of course, after getting that kill onto Pethin on that, or Petin, I know how to pronounce that, on the Suicide Madman. And Reason taking a gold lead here. Experience still a little bit in the favor of Hellborn's side, but Legion out farming their opponents at this point. Flux up top at 270 gold per minute. Meh. Even with the death, that's substantially below where he should be. Look at the CS scores here. We've got Imbaboy at 50 and 25, and Flux is at 45 and 20. So obviously that making a pretty significant difference when it comes to the GPM charts as extra CS, as well as the assist versus the death. quite a difference maker. Bottom lane, Madman really not feeling comfortable doing anything down here. Obviously, Red Ward going down, allowing Puppetmaster to see the stock. There's Puppet Show. And we'll see the strings. No strings. He has the strings, just didn't use them. Health bot going off, and he should be fine for a bit. Heroes mid as Parashut's looking for something, but obviously Warsight here spotting him out pretty easily, so he will not be able to get any sort of gank off. Ravener looking for the bottom rune, gets the double damage, or has the double damage available, and will be able to get it as the elite Hellborn side is boxed out. Top Grinix going to the secret shop, buying an item. Flux is sort of just like whatever. So, Aluna's still hanging out middle, only level 3, now level 4. And St. Rox could be in some trouble if Parasite gets going in any capacity. Kirsten only at 200 gold per minute, that's a bit of an issue. Perhaps spending a little bit too much time looking to set up ganks and actually not getting any kills. That's becoming a bit of an issue. Meanwhile, up top, they're definitely setting up gank here. Griffstaff could come in, and Flux, you're in some trouble there, buddy. Will actually not take the stun. Pushes away Ravener. Is the ball lightning going to come out? No. So, using a couple of ports and double damage. Meanwhile, in the middle, Kegson on top of Rhapsody, a couple auto attacks, and that's going to be it. So, Staccato Suns were on Gauntlet there, but not nearly enough, especially with the Kegson going off to prevent her from dying. So, Legion not only go port top, use a bunch of resources, try to get a kill there, and don't succeed, they lose Rhapsody in the middle lane as well. So, definitely not a favorable series of events for them at that point. And this is weird. It's like, it's one team who has a superior draft is playing not all that well, and the team with the inferior draft is doing pretty well, but they're trying to just overcome their draft issues up top. Zane is going to fall here, obviously we know that. Putting it up on the Flux, but there's the face hog and the Leech, and Kirsten picks up the last hit onto Zane on that Grinix. Counter going down there in the middle, and Rhapsody will be just fine here. Looking for the hook, not going to find it. But here comes Madman. Ball lightning in on a Gauntlet. The Staccato Sun's on a Madman. Going to get the barrel off. Kegson will not hit, and it looks like everybody will find. They're going to draw their port here from Puppet Master, and he will eventually waste his time. So, a bit of an issue, and a bit unfortunate there for the Legion side, but nothing poor coming of that, obviously, for either team, as nobody dies. Up top, Zane getting a solo kill onto Lucky Lucky, and surprising, no doubt. Once again, Kirsten looking for something here, but obviously the Word of Sight spotting him out, and so they know exactly what's going on. This Word of Rev here from NG must make them feel like they have no vision on the Legion side, but obviously it's just out of range of that Word of Sight over there. So
the Legion have destroyed a Hellborn
and boy, getting
tower.
that Sour on bottom, obviously Word of Rev, so they know exactly where Ravener is. Just hanging off to the side, and Grinix is here as well. He's going to jump in with his Rift Stock and then be like, oh yeah, we know this is going on. Nice hook back onto Ravener, then there's the stun, and that's an easy kill on Dominated. So that Rev Ward doing a fantastic job of alerting the Hellborn team to exactly what was going on. Lucky because of the last hit on that Flux with the port in. And just also a really great hook from Gauntlet there, Pando Dret. Maybe is how you pronounce that, I'm not really sure. Kirsten is coming in here once again. Obviously, Ward of Sight still spotting him out. Nice hook back, and Ravener is going to die. Come back. Oh, there goes the ultimate from Ravener, from Rhapsody. He'll live. Now Gauntlet a lot of trouble. Ultimate from Grinix on the out. Power throws there as well. Madman looking for some support, but it's not going to happen. So they try to kill Ravener, but the response from the Legion side is way too powerful, and Grinix obviously there with Rhapsody being able to save him and turn it around in a gauntlet. So it was a good thought. Well attempted. Now Madman going to come in. Ball Lightning will hit onto Engineer, and he's going to draw down immediately. But Ravener might pay for this as he's in a little bit deep. Power Throw is going to come out in a second. Yeah, not even necessary. Flux pulling it really back in. There's Puppet Ultimate. Going to be put onto Flux, and he's going to be in a lot of trouble. He's going to drop as well. Power Throw going on to Curse in there, but Parasite will be just fine as he throws the Leech onto Grinix. And that's going to be 2 kills in favor of the Legion side in exchange for nothing. Mid tower also going to fall as Gauntlet's looking for something, but he's not going to find it.
Hellborn Tower.
So all of a sudden, Reason pulling back this this game, taking a couple of towers, both of them been in the bot lane, and picking out a bunch of kills. They're all of a sudden up 6k gold, 3k experience, and for all the issues that they were having in the earlier portions of the laning phase, they are up right now, and they are a team that should look to take this late game. Alright, by which I mean they can win late game, not necessarily that they have to wait until late game to try to win. Because certainly if they have a substantial enough resource lead, they can exploit their strong draft and their good hero composition to a quicker victory. Madman here might be in a little bit of trouble. Luna and Ravener looking to try to set something up on him, but it's probably not going to happen. Similar stuff's going on up top as Grinix is in some trouble where stock goes down, but Parasite and Engineer are both here looking for a gank, and Zane is sort of feeling like this is not a great place to be. Will instead choose to vacate. Just the rest stock down, looking to see who's out here. Finds Parasite, and that's going to be it. Top rune is a refresher, we grab there, and Madman isn't actually double damage, but it's not going to go for the kill. Top lane, all 5 heroes here for the Hellborn side, looking to push this tower. Obviously they have a cannon support, so there should be a pretty easy tower kill for them unless Reason decides to defend it, which they certainly have the capacity to do. But they are going to have to make the decision pretty much now. And at this point, they're not going to do it. So, it's a tower kill up on top of the Hellborn side as they manage to push back that gold lead a little bit. But of course, still substantially in favor of the Legion side. Lots of TPs coming in on bot lane. 4k away from Ravener as he has that picked up already. And they will look to do nothing as the Legion side are effectively able to run the hell away. The lane Grinix doing some stuff by himself, and we'll see if this is stopped by the Hellborn side. Nope, just going to look to continue pushing here as once again the 5-man squad, they're going we need to group. And they're going to try to take this bot tower as well, should be able to do so without too much difficulty, especially if Reason once again refuses to defend. So, Glyph going out there, but this is definitely another tower loss for the side of Reason Gaming. They're going to try to counter with the tower push up top. I think all the TPs are down still for a few more seconds, yeah. So there's a reasonable chance they'll be able to get this top tower. And with 4 heroes here, there's a couple of forwards, 3, 4 coming in, and we'll see if they're going to choose to do anything about this. Gauntlet is there, in fact, nice stun, but there's a Gauntlet blast as well. Staccato stuns go down. Engineer Field does nothing as Flux pull in tries to mitigate that fact. Doesn't help. Rhapsody goes down in the middle, lean file. Hook back in onto Luna, and she's going to go down, but there goes Kirsten as well on the Parasite, as well as Engineer. And we'll see if Grinix can do anything here. Off to the side, easy kill there onto Madman. Gauntlet running away, so is Flux. Flux in a lot of trouble. No man really on anybody except for Grinix, but he's going to be taking too much damage, and I seriously doubt he's going to survive. Nope. So that's a hat trick there for Mboy, and meanwhile Gauntlet up top is safe for the time being. No port. They're going to look for him. So I don't know if they know that he's here, but they seem to, and they're going to find him in a second.
The Legion have destroyed a Hellborn
Tower goes down. Nice hook back. I don't know why you did that, Gauntlet. Not a great plan, buddy. So, he will die, and that's going to be genocide. So, nice engagement there from Reason. Obviously, they knew they had the advantage, and the ports were coming in. They knew exactly where everybody was going to run into. Both supports died, of course, but the 3 farming heroes did stay alive, and the genocide of the other team plus got a tower, so I think they'll be pretty happy with how things went down in that exchange.
The faster I am, the faster I can get to them.
Once again grouping up. This time they're going for the middle tower, but the Legion side's like, yeah, you're not doing this again. First one was free, the second one was less free, and this one is just not happening at all. Hook back in on Amboy. He's going to try to live through this. Gauntlet left going out. Nice ultimate there from Rhapsody. We'll save Amboy in that thing, and everybody's going to die all of a sudden. Reddick's coming in, so is Ravener, and Flux pulls everybody in, but that just helps the Legion team at this point. Madman off to the side, trying to get away. It's not going to happen. Amboy does finally fall, but now Madman's just looking to run. First going to fall as well, and Madman has almost no health. He will port away, but there's a ball ending the face, and that's the death. So they lose Imboy, but it's the only hero they lose, and they kill the entire opposing team once again. So at this point, Hellborn have to feel like, alright, what are we doing? Because we're down 12k gold, 15k experience. They're going to push our secondary mid tower. We tried to take an engagement we really shouldn't have. And the resource advantage that the other side has is really making itself known at this point. We're getting their jungle cleaned out a little bit as Scrimcast's Rift stalking around. So plans here. I mean, Legion side at this point is just going to be looking to continually do what they did before. If Hellborn tries to push, they're like, alright, we'll fight you now. We're going to contest this continuously. Hook in a Pump Master there will do so. Do well. There's the Gauntlet Blast as well, and the ultimate. Amboy here in a lot of trouble all of a sudden. He's going to try to run around, invisible, but there he dies to the barrel roll. That's a nice placement from Pet that actually gets the kill. But he was going to die to the energy field anyway. So Amboy getting picked off there, and that's certainly nice. The fact that it took 3 heroes, 4-ish, and a couple of ultimates. 3 ultimates. Yeah, so that took 3 ultimates and 4 heroes to kill Amboy. And now the Legion side's like, guess what? We've got all this stuff. Royalty M Shrunken Head is up on Ravener. He's going to try to kill a Parasite. Jumps into the creep, but it's not going to be enough. Now Flux is in a lot of trouble. Making the Staccato Suns. He's going to be the first to go down. Power Throw's there as well. Parasite trying to run away. Ravener's taking... Just a little too fast though, and he's going to get there's a property as well. And Madman trying to run away now. Ball Lightning will hit. Nicely placed there from Dominator. There's a hat trick. So pretty. So, well played there. Brokey back up, and that's going to be Engineer Jump. Turret goes down, doesn't do too much. Now Gauntlet trying to do something here. Kingston will also miss Staccato. Nope. Just the dance floor. Hook not going to quite hit, so... Gauntlet putting a lot of nice hooks down this game, but that one not quite the greatest. Still, it's once again a trade of Imboy for 3. So Legion side, they're not too happy about losing Imboy again, but they'll take that. Certainly an advantageous situation for them. Continuing to increase their resource lead. Perhaps the other side will get spotted out. See if she can actually get out of this. Madman looking to pursue. It's not going to happen. So once again, going to have a engagement, it seems, here in this middle lane. Obviously, war sight there for the Hellborn. So they know exactly what's up the hill. Going to get hooked back down here once again. Shrunken hands are going off on the side. Meanwhile, Router jumps in the background. He's going to be able to get the kill on Chain. Everybody's playing inside the energy field, but there's a nice element from Rhapsody going off. Not to be able to help to save some of them. Two are dead for the Legion. One Hellborn side, one for the Legion side. There's a third one down. Madman now trying to get the hell out of there. Will do so. Ball lightning not quite going to hit. Gauntlet is still... He's running away, so... He manages to live, but they only lose Grenix here on the Legion side to pick up another 3 heroes. And each of these engagements is for the most part going better than the previous one. And there's the GGs, so... Game 1 here, going to go to the Legion side as they are able to turn a better lineup and some iffy laning phase play and do 8 victories. So I really think this game was more or less... It wasn't decided, but that draft from the Hellborn is just weird. I don't know why they picked the Flux when they did, and I don't think it helped them very much. 247 gold per minute, 3, 7, and 4 just did not seem to be a very helpful hero. But whatever, that's game 1.
The
Goes to
Legion had
Reason, and we'll
destroyed
move
a
on to game 2.
Hellborn tower.